page. There we go. Now we get started, right? I think this should be down here. And we can back that up because I think what I might try to do here is maybe backfill some of this. Still wonder if I could get that up higher. Probably could if I played around with it a little bit. Just the camera over my head. So not the phone one you got there, but the one that's above me for live streaming. It's a kind of a consumer grade DSLR, but let's see what we got here. I think I might try and draw something in the background bigger. So I'm playing around with these little action figure things that I got recently that I think are really great. Very posable, which I think is really good. Get some good twist in them. So I thought I might try and stick a figure back here. We gotta want to stick under here. I kind of want to run the full range of the space. Bring that down a little bit. Even if it kind of overlaps a little bit with things. Good morning, everybody popping in. Happy Sunday, happy weekend, right? Come down through there. I might even play with these proportions a little bit here, stretch around. It's really this knee there. The other one would be over here. Alright, I could bring that down. I would get a larger figure in here, get a little bit more detail. Maybe pop that back over just a little bit further. Put the head up here. But I really just like that sense of dimensionality you can get instantaneously with these little action figurine things. go. Good morning, people popping in. Do let me know if there's any questions. Yeah, I don't mind chatting while I'm drawing. Let me bring that chin down a little bit lower. But I'll just kind of maybe fill out the page a little bit more than what I have. Play with some of the design back here. I'll bring up that hip. Good morning. Everybody popping in? How are we doing? Becoming a big fan of these little action figures things. Wish I'd bought them earlier at this rate. I think they would have been very, very helpful. you know. Yeah, these little guys. Got one posed up above, which is kind of helpful. But I can set one down here and wave. Good morning, everybody popping in. Happy Sunday. So I gotta pop this thigh out more this way, huh? Eraser. Good morning, everybody popping in. Shoveling, huh? Did you get some snow? Yeah, I'm running a little behind myself here, but you know, that's just me puttering around. Oh wow, that's pretty good. It was raining all day yesterday. I think it's supposed to be clear today. I think we might get snow later this week. Not as much as, you know, you're going to get there, but still, you know. That's a lot of chicken wings. Is the Super Bowl today? I'm not really a sporty person, so I probably missed that. They're way too small here. I don't even think I've ever sat through a whole football game before. I see. Good morning over there on Kick. Acme Oil Painting. Trying to fill in some of these kind of back areas with stuff. Employ some of these Riley rhythms. Good, Mark, popping in. I was into baseball for a little while when I was like in middle school. You know, we lived near Atlanta when the Braves were doing really well back then. One of the few, entertainments we could afford on TV, right? Good morning, Bosch. Sticking your head out. Just looking down at the dog and doing a little stretch under his blanket. So I could lift that arm up a little higher. Good morning, people popping in. I guess Morrison is really good for like drawing action poses and stuff, right? Bunch of bros crashing into each other. Good morning. It was funny on my teaching site thing. I had my middle brother. I've got two brothers. There's three of us, three sisters too. But he's really good at the internet marketing, so he was going over my teaching site stuff with me the other day. Give me some good feedback on ways to kind of touch up some of the site material. I was looking at some of the back end stats that I have, and he's like, "Oh, these are really terrible." I'm like, "I know. I'm not a marketer. I'm terrible at it. At least at this kind of marketing." So, hopefully, get most of what he suggested implemented, and then I've been trying to like settle into like living in my place I'm living in. I bought a whole ton of like cheap frames starting a few weeks ago, because I have all these prints from like different Kickstarters and everything, and they've just been sitting in their envelopes, you know, some of them for a long time. We even have like this old James Jean set of prints he did like 15 odd years ago. You know, they're all I think 16 by 12, except for one that's 24 by 16. And yeah, so I've been putting holes in the walls. I was working on the living room stuff yesterday, reorganizing that. But I'd like to get this teaching site stuff squared away soon, so when spring rolls around, you know, I can hit the road with my truck a little bit on weekends, at least every other weekend or something like that. Get some of that fresh spring color and painting in there. Alright, let's see. What are we going to do for outfits here? Slimmer up a little bit more, I think. Go for lanky. I've also just been adding a ton of student work into that teaching site too. So I've been going through my archives of Ringling projects and stuffing that in, not only just in the front pages, but also into like the galleries for the courses that I've already done. So I think it really helps like students see really what's going on and what's possible for them, because you see what other people do. And, you know, these are all like, you know, 18, 19-year-old students who are, you know, in school looking to become professionals. So I think they're definitely good examples of what can happen. There you go, modify one of these Baroque things. Maybe an urban thing would be fun. Good morning, everybody popping in. Good morning, Bosch. Getting up and check the window. Yeah, it's okay. I need some help with the window. Let's pause this real quick. Go close the door for you. All right, get so you can see the window. Yeah, window is one of the words that we know. Good morning, people popping in. You get your bone there, Bosch? That was the loud banging sound. It was the dog grabbing his bone. Good morning. How's the far side of the planet doing? How's life in the future? Oh yeah? Well, you know. It gets cold in Athens. I don't think of Greece and cold very often in the same phrase, but maybe that's just tourist season isn't in the winter. I've never been there, obviously, so what do I know? But 8 degrees, that's not cold. It's quite pleasant. Barely qualifies as cool. It's like 50 degrees or something, right? I think American. I see. Yeah, I think it gets colder than that in Hong Kong. Um, yeah, the that area of kind of the east, it catches the Siberian winter to a certain degree. So basically, it doesn't get as cold as Siberia, obviously, but the winds blow, it sends the colder weather down, like in a tunnel down that way, basically in the winter time. So it can get pretty cold, or cool anyway, very cool down there. But working the F lead today. Is Greece celebrating the Super Bowl today? I didn't even realize that was happening today until someone came in and said it was. I mean, they play football in Europe, right? Or not quite that kind, I suppose. I'm not very sporty, so I didn't even realize there was a Super Bowl this weekend. I think I'd heard it. Someone mentioned something Super Bowl, but I wasn't really paying that much attention. It's not really a point of pride. It's just like for me, it's just like, oh, it's just one of those things that I've never had any interest in. Yeah, if I don't even know who's playing, so you know that's where I'm at. Um, yeah, nothing wrong with knowing. I just not one of those people that does know. Hope everybody has a very good time, right? No shade thrown. People often get very upset with people who don't share their interests in quite the same way. I've noticed over time. Answer that question. Um, yeah, but I know, like it's like it's like if you don't like a movie, everybody likes or something like that. People kind of can get really upset. Yeah, I do like the sharpness of these F style pencils. So yeah, but I really like these little character model things. think they're very helpful, very posable. Very satisfied with my purchase of these action figures. Hi Bosch, how you doing? Alright, let's bring this up here and see what we can do with this kind of bottom region. I'll come back and touch up any details we're missing. Got our figure little model sketched up here. Oh, something fell off here. What was that? Oh, it's the back of the neck. Actually, I don't know if it's better without that on there. Fine. Yeah, work on a pose for down here. I'm trying to come up with kind of more unusual poses, just because I like the dynamics. Something like that. Get you out of the way, buddy. That's great. See the pivot of the body there. See how the shoulders go behind the head there, the back. Shrink it down a little bit, make sure it fits. Thigh down. And as usual, as we're working, let me know if there's any questions out there. I don't mind chatting while working. I'll send my students maybe the most evil pun I've ever come up with today to bring them suffering and let them know the world is a joyless, awful place. Let them feel the wrath of my puns, if you will. This stuff up together here better. The shoulder shouldn't be any further out than there. But yeah, I found, let's see, I think I can bring these things up in here, right? Let's see. What's this button do? Nope. Nope. Not that one. Nope. I thought there was a spot where you could like add a picture in here. while you're working or something. Oh yeah, there it is up here. So I saw this out walking the dog this morning, and my thought was, there's all these warnings that say, if your if your pet is cold, if you are cold, your pet is cold. Bring them in. So I said, if they're cold, if you're cold, they're cold. Let that sink in. So that was my joke. How do you get rid of that? Stop sharing. Okay, there we go. There we go. I tried something new today. I haven't tried before. Yeah, so let that sink in. I thought that was pretty evil. Yeah, definitely all about the self-destructive and evil puns that I can kind of layer out there. So yeah, let that sink in. I think it works at multiple levels. So hopefully that didn't cause anyone to vomit in their soul a little bit today. So I guess I should make that neck. connect in there first, huh? Good, more people popping in. Oh, hit an hour, huh? Oh, we'll touch this guy up and then call it a morning. So I could use a little shadow. Good. Time flies when you're having fun, right? Bring that up a little bit. I appreciate that. Oh yeah? That's pretty low mileage Prius there. I don't know how mileage affects electric cars. You know, how they compare to your gas cars. You know, if there's significant concern difference there for how long they last. Very low mileage is not good, huh? That's interesting. I mean, is like it's not believable that it's good, or that it's actually not good? So, never had much interest. I think they're interesting. Like I have an electric bike, an e-bike, which I haven't used since moving here. Like I got some hydraulic brakes installed on it, but I haven't really had any need for it. I see. So if it's older, a few years old, and not driven at all, then that's very bad. Because yeah, batteries can go bad if they're not used, charged and decharged regularly. I know that's with like the lithium iron batteries, like the ones I have in my SUV for the camper side of things. Yeah. Because I know like the lithium batteries, they all have a limited lifespan too, right? Something like 10 years. To get like, most of the, continue getting like more than 50% of their potential output. So that's true of like the big one I put in my car, for the camper side. So I can definitely see that its power potential is definitely decreased over time. Like I think it only gets 13.3 volts when it used to get 14.7. That's something that's kind of baffled me about kind of the viability of electric cars. It's just how the batteries don't really last. Um, my battery, it's it's $1,000. People, like an old, a really well maintained gas rig can last forever, basically, as long as you can get replacement parts if something wears out. And then it's possible you could spend the entire life of the car paying for it, right? The monthly bills and everything. And then the disposal of batteries is also just a big hassle. Yeah. Like, I do like the idea of the hybrid ones, kind of more than fully electric. It just seems like it's handy if you're like doing some basic driving, and it just kind of saves you a lot on the gas. But you also have that option for, more power and instant power when driving if you're, when you need it. Because it also just takes a long time to recharge your basic electric car. Yeah, it takes take all day depending on how far you've let it go down, or all night or whatever. I think charging a car at your house, like it's basically like running like 3 refrigerators all at the same time if you use it regularly. So like if you're commuting to work, or you have to drive, that whatever the normal distance is every day for most people. But I just keep seeing all these. It's like, well, what about this and that and the other thing, and it's like they don't seem to factor in, the pollution generated by manufacturing the car. Getting electricity to. Of course, the electricity that they need for themselves, that comes from power plants, which generally don't use, what's considered clean fuel. Well, it's like with mine, I had that engine replacement last year, but that was probably because of the timing chain issue that I should have had looked into earlier. Which I will next time. Once it hits 100,000 miles, I'll get the that taken care of. But I really only put on like, I think 15, maybe. Let's see, it's about 220 now. And so I put it in at, so it probably needs like another 80,000 miles. Whoops, fell down. Just came tumbling down. Hello over there, all beautiful colors over on the Twitch side. How are we doing? I'm doing my morning warm-ups. Oh, well, no problem. Hopefully it helps. I'm about to shut down here in a minute, though. I usually try to go for about an hour with these studies in the morning. Maybe back later. And of course, there's all the past ones to work from as well. Usually, like with these, I don't mind chatting and working at the same time. It's just kind of the way people come and go. It's always a little hard to keep up the conversation. Of course, always open to suggestions for improving what I'm doing here, make it more interesting for people. Yeah, that was a general problem. Yeah, it's funny. I had an option beginning of COVID, just before it all got started, to get these braces for my teeth. There's apparently one tooth that has to get removed, which should be obvious. Look at my mouth, but and it costs like $5,000 after insurance. I was like, well, I just started a new job. I wasn't sure what was going on yet. But it's funny just because I would have had perfectly straight teeth coming out of that if I'd accepted their offer, and would have surprised everybody, sort of thing, right? All right, see, today's date, 25/02, was it the 9th? It's hard to believe the year is cranking along like it is. Just would have been the 7th, not the 8th. Anyway, that is it for today. Thanks to everybody that came in. I appreciate it, and we'll talk at you next time.